Hello everyone. Today we are going to be doing the shocks. So I got some 10 weight overdose oil. I have X-rings for it. Pretty cool. I'm gonna try these out. And then I got like these color change kit that supposedly work on here. So hopefully they do. Pretty cool if they would do, because as you know I'm kind of going with the red theme, so red would work out with the red. And then I just got some new bladders, just because I did buy the chassis used, so I don't know how old these are, and I just figured, cheap enough to replace, I'll replace them. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, do the color change kit, just kind of clean the shocks out, I guess. I don't think they're really that dirty. They're actually built pretty well from the last guy, so I'm not having an issue at all with them. It's just want to change it to red. And then as you guys have seen, I have the Barell Springs on here. I'll kind of go over those a little bit and kind of my experience so far with them. But yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to take these X-rings, and I got some oil in here, and I'm going to let them soak for a bit. Kind of get them in there. Let them soak up. And then while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and take the shocks off. And then by the time the shocks are off, and I kind of get everything repaired, these should be good to go. But shooting for about 10 minutes of soak time. So we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get the shocks off. It's pretty self-explanatory how to get these off. So I got all the shocks off. I'm going to go ahead and start taking them apart. Pretty simple. You could pull a spring back so you can pull the retainer out, drop the spring, and then just start to unscrew everything. I did wish I have some brake cleaner to kind of clean these off a little bit. But unfortunately I am out, and I do not want to run to the store. So they're just gonna have to stay a little bit dirty, which is okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these apart, and then keep on keeping on. So I got the shocks and retainers off. But what I want to do real quick, just to kind of keep everything consistent, is I want to measure the gap between here and here. I'm gonna measure it on all four, but I want to put them roughly at the same spot, just to kind of keep them consistent. So if they are all slightly different, I'm gonna go ahead and make them all the same, but I want to keep them, roughly where they were at before, because I kind of like the car like that. Now I could go ahead and experiment with different placements and whatnot, but honestly, I don't really want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of copy what was set up before. So I went ahead and measured the gap, and the fronts are actually different from the rears, but they are consistent between the two. And I know these are the fronts because I left the ball studs in, and I know these are the rears because I left the ball studs in on the bottom. So the rears were at 14.8 measured right there, and the fronts were at 13.4. So when I build these, I am going to build two of them with 13.4 and then two of them with 14.8, just to kind of keep things consistent. But yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and start taking the rest of everything off. So after taking the first one apart, the bladder honestly doesn't look that bad, which is kind of nice to see. I'm still going to replace them because I have new ones, mine as well. And it looks like it had X-rings in there as well. And now I don't know if that's factory or not, but it's just kind of cool to see. But I'm going to put that in there. Put all the rest of my O-rings, and going to go ahead and get the new ones in. Well, first I'm going to get these apart, and then I'll put the new ones in. But got the first one mostly apart, just got to take the collar off, and then go to the rest of the shocks. So I got all these shocks apart, and I got some of the red bits out. I didn't take these out yet because we do not have to use them yet. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just show you guys one. They're all kind of the same, but obviously the difference in length will be different. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get these installed. It looks like they do come with O-rings as well inside of there, which is pretty nice. Don't have to rip out the other ones. And I got the new bladders here. And the X-rings are still soaking, but those are about to come out, so we can get this all ready and get going. So I went ahead and got one built, and as you can see, it has kind of the black one on there instead of the red one. And so these are actually slightly taller than the black ones, if we kind of look them side by side. So yeah, these are slightly taller. And so that puts a lot of like wiggle room in between here and that one. And I went ahead and tried these spacers that came with the X-Ring kit, and they were too much actually. So it made the shocks feel like really stiff with no oil in it. So I just decided to forego it and just leave the black ones on there. Not too big of a deal in my opinion. Kind of mix and match the colors, I guess. But so yeah, maybe that's what these could have been for instead. But just based on how much gap was in there, I feel like this would have not been enough. But who knows? I'm just gonna run with the black ones because I know they work. I'm gonna go ahead and build the rest of them, and then I'll go ahead and start getting oil and whatnot into them. Okay, I got the shocks all built here. The front ones for the front are in the front, and obviously for the back in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead, fill them with oil, kind of pump the bottom of them a bit, the pistons up and down, get some air loose. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of let them like self-bleed for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And then I'll pump them again. Just kind of see getting all the bubbles out and whatnot, as I've shown in previous shock maintenance videos. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, start filling some fluid, and then we'll go ahead and get these top caps on, and then the retainers once it's all set and done. So I'll see you guys once they're all bled. All right, it's been a good chunk of time. All the bubbles seem to be out. Now it's time to go ahead and put the bladders and the top piece on. So pretty cool, kind of wrapping it up here. Just kind of clean up a little bit. But yeah, fresh bladders. And how I put them on, I kind of slide them in and set them down just to hopefully not get any air in there. If you go from the top down, you have a chance of kind of catching air in there. So that's why I kind of scoop it, and I overfill these slightly to where the fluid is like barely above the line. Kind of see it. So yeah, kind of scoop it in there and it'll sit, and then I'll tighten this down with these in it obviously. And that's kind of it for the shock build, which is pretty cool. And I'll cut to me when once I got all the shocks together. So it looks like these little upper pieces don't fit in the red, unfortunately, either, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna have to run the black ones as well. It's not the worst thing in the world. So it looks like we're gonna have some mix and match ones. I know these will definitely work for sure, but kind of sucks you can only run half and half. But it is how it is sometimes. Not everything works out. But so I'm gonna go ahead, get these loaded up with the black ones, and then we'll just keep going from there. So all the shocks are built. I wish, like I said earlier, I wish I had brake clean to kind of get all the oil off. I've been trying to dry them off with this this towel, but I need to grab another one. This one's kind of getting full of oil, but yeah, they're all together. As of right now, it looks like they don't leak. When I push them in and out really fast, they don't squeak either, which is a good thing. So yeah, I'm gonna grab another towel, clean these off. But then it's time to throw the Barell Springs back on, and I'm gonna kind of talk to you guys about these a little bit. So good news, I actually happened to find some brake clean, so I was able to kind of clean these off with the brake clean. Bad news, it is very cold outside, and squirting your hands with brake clean when it's 20 degrees out really freezes your fingers. Just as a side note. But yeah, these shocks are also feeling pretty cold too, probably from being squirted with that brake clean. But yeah, so like I said, kind of got these all cleaned up now. Now we're gonna go over the Barell Springs. So I got one of the shocks all like assembled together, and obviously I have the Barell Springs, and these are the V1 Barell Springs, so like the softer version of them. You're supposed to run these with no preload. As you can see, I don't have it all the way on the thing. And what I've been doing is I just set it down in the car, and when the car weight compresses on it, it kind of fills in the gap, and it'll, you know what I mean? Um, if you're supposed to do it with no weight on the car and set it to no preload, that might be the way. Please let me know in the comments. But how I've been doing it is just leaving it with the shock collar all the way up and then putting it in the weight of the car. And it seems to have been working out pretty well for me. But yeah. So these, like I said, these are the V1s, and they are the softer of the V1s versus the V2s. And overall, I've had a pretty good experience so far. My Galm has been sitting kind of lower with a stiffer kind of shock setup, and I've been liking how the Galm's been driving so far, so I want to say the shock setup is perfectly fine on it. Now, to be fair, I haven't tried like a soft setup, kind of like my MST, but I think I'm gonna stick with the lower ride height, harder setup, just to keep things kind of consistent, because that's kind of what I'm used to feeling with the several hours I have on the Galm so far. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of them on, and then we can slap these bad puppies back in the car. So something I noticed while I was kind of putting this together is these red retainers actually sit higher than the black ones, and that is actually putting pressure on the shock, compressing it. If we lift this all the way up, as you can see, it still has pressure on it and whatnot, and whereas this one is completely disconnected, which kind of sucks, kind of changes the front geometry and all that, as you can see, one side versus the other. So I'm gonna have to run the black ones, which is fine. I really wish I could run the red ones. It kind of looks cool with the red and the white and the black. I guess I still do have the red retainers, but I wish I could have used more of the kit. So, but yeah, those are kind of the Barell Springs and all that. Another note, these red retainers, with the Barell Springs at least, the Barell Springs fit very snug around the red retainers. So just so you guys are aware if you do try this kit out. But other than that, it kind of works. So I'm gonna try the black one on here, kind of see how it's compared to before, and then we'll put the back ones on. So with the black retainers on there, it does sit roughly the same as it did before I rebuilt them. So that's like what it looks like I'm gonna have to run, which is fine. Got a little bit of the red in there. It doesn't look too bad. I got a red RSST coming, so I'll kind of pop more red in the front because the front is a little bare compared to the rear. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out and then put them in, and then that'll kind of be the video. And it's all together. Feeling pretty good, roughly to where I had it, if I'm remembering correctly, which is pretty cool. I'll find out tomorrow when I hit the track. Probably not gonna show me testing it out at the track because I want to get this video out. But yeah, you can see I got a new little spur gear cover too. Just nothing fancy, but yeah, all together, ride height's roughly the same. If you come down this way, still got a slight rake, which is what I had before. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and found some information useful. I am liking the red highlights. Kind of makes the front end pop a bit more, like that. Does suck. All these parts are useless, but maybe I'll find a use for them in the future. Maybe I buy like a TRF body or something, and I can throw these on. Who knows? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. Just a little sneak peek. I don't think I showed this on the tube yet, but a lot of people in person have seen it. New body. This is the body that's going on this John, or I guess it is. I've already driven it with it on here, but yeah. All right. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.